I've been doing some more reading and just thought I'd want to share a few things with you regarding child abuse. And let's come on to this. I've got a picture here. Just you notice there, well, that way, there's a little nail on the wall, and this is my little girl at our wedding day that I inherited when I married Cora, my wife, and that's now my fourth child. I love her to bits, and like any parent, when it comes to your children, you'll do anything to protect them, anything, because they are part of you and you love them so much that there is nothing will get in the way of making sure that your children are well looked after and they are protected. Which brings me on to this, the book that doesn't exist, Shepherd the Flock of God. And I'm looking now at page 131, chapter 12, child abuse. I'm just going to read a few paragraphs. Just go along with me, and this is my reaction when I was reading this stuff, and maybe you can make your own minds up, but it should be, I know there's been a lot of this type of thing already exposed out there by some far greater people than me, and in a lot more explicit detail. But what I wanted to do is just read it verbatim from the rule book, so you can make your own minds up as to whether or not each congregation is rock solid in the way that its policy on protecting its children. So here goes. Paragraph 18 of page 131. Child abuse. You should immediately call the branch office for direction if you learn of an accusation of child abuse. Regardless of the age of the victim now or at the time of the alleged abuse, even if it occurred before the alleged perpetrator's baptism, the branch office will then give direction based on the circumstances involved in each situation. Okay. 19. Child abuse is a crime. Never suggest, and this is in bold, never suggest to anyone that they should not report an allegation of child abuse to the police or other authorities. End of bold. Never suggest to anyone that they should not report an allegation of child abuse to the police or the authorities. If you are asked, make it clear that whether to report the matter to the authorities or not is a personal decision for each individual to make, and that there are no congregation sanctions for either decision. How noble of them. There are no sanctions for either decision. Never suggest to anyone that they should not report it. Why are you not reporting it? If there's an allegation of child rape or molestation, why are you not advising the accuser or the parents of that child to report it? Forget about well, we shouldn't suggest either way. Why are you not making it clear that it should be reported to allow the authorities to look at it carefully with all of the experts and decide for themselves whether or not this should be followed through and pursued? Why are you suddenly taking a step back? Elders will not criticise anyone who reports such an allegation to the authorities. If the victim wishes to make a report, it is his or her absolute right to do so. How noble of you to come out with that. Galatians 6:5. How noble of you. Yes, it is their absolute right, but why are you not advising the elders to report it, to get this out in the open? Why are you suddenly going back into the shadows a little bit? Are you afraid? Of course you should be afraid. But this stuff is not to be hidden. You have to confront it. Even if the allegation is false, it has to be confronted by the authorities, because believe me, the authorities want to know about it. They want to know. They are keen to know. 20. When a known child molester moves to another congregation, the Congregation Service Committee should send a letter of introduction with full and complete information about his background and current situation. Any letter from the branch office concerning the child molester should not be photocopied or sent to the new congregation. Let's repeat that again. Any letter from the branch office concerning the child molester should not be photocopied or sent to the new congregation. However, the new congregation should be clearly informed of any restrictions imposed by the branch office. A copy of the letter of introduction should be then sent to the branch office. So there's the introduction goes off to the new congregation when they eventually find out. And a full and complete information of his background and current situation. But anything from the branch office should not go to the new congregation. No. And that stays where it is, locked, buried. Why is that? Why don't you want that new information that's from officially stamped, headed paper? Why don't you want that in the new congregation? Is it because you don't want to be caught with what's about to happen in that new congregation? Let's just imagine worst case scenario here, that individual's now done a runner, he's gone to another state, another county, and he's now in that congregation, and long while this is all going on, these letters and advice to the branch office, he's now molesting other kids or raping them. And you don't want the branch office this letter to go to the new congregation so they're aware of what's going on. But now you can send other information and inform them, but after you've taken advice from the branch office. 21. In a case in which a brother denies an allegation of child abuse and he has been accused by only one witness, the following direction is given if he moves to another congregation. The elders should consult the branch office before sending any information regarding the accusation to the elders in the new congregation. You talk to mother first before you start talking to the other congregation. It would be helpful if your letter to the branch office provided a detailed summary of the matter and explained the spiritual condition and personal circumstances of the accused and the accuser, the spiritual condition. With regard to the accused, the following questions should be answered. 1. What is his interaction with children? Well, if he's a paedophile, it's a no-brainer. 2. Does he admit to any activity with the accuser that could have been misinterpreted by the accuser as sexual abuse, or does he claim to have a poor memory of the accusation? Is that one for the authorities, the police? Really, that question, is that one for the authorities to be investigating? Oh yes, of course it is. 3. What is his response to why the accuser has made the allegation? 4. Has he had to be cancelled for any other matters of a sexual nature, such as inappropriate conduct with adult sisters or pornography? Adult sisters or pornography? This is a paedophile. 5. What is the level of his spirituality? I mean, this particular quote just dumbfounded me. What is the level of his spirituality? Well, how do we, 1 to 10? 1 to 100? How do we measure his spirituality? Is he at every meeting? Does he answer up? Does he go on the ministry? Does he give 4 colours of underlining on his watchtower? It's very spiritually strong. Well, that obviously goes in his favour then, does it? Is this how you're going to make your assimilated judgment from branch office? Is it really? Do all the elders on the body believe that he can be trusted with children? Well, are they qualified? Are they qualified to make that decision? The following questions should be answered with regard to the accuser. Now this is fascinating. 1. What is the level of maturity of the child or youth? What is the level of maturity of the child or youth? Meaning, well, if this is a girl at 13 years of age, is it lesser or is it greater? What are you getting at with that question? 2. Is he or she describing conduct that one his age would not normally know about? Or when does it become an age issue as to when someone knows something or doesn't? Where are the brackets with this stuff? There aren't any. You can't work like that. 3. Is the child or his parents known to be serious and mature? 4. Is his memory consistent, or is it intermittent, or does it involve repressed memories? Once again, are you qualified to talk about that stuff? To make an assessment, a judgment? Are you qualified? No, you're not. That's why it needs to be reported, as I said from the beginning. You're out of your depth completely. 5. What is the reputation of the parents? Is this part of your value judgment when you're then advising the elders in a congregation, branch office? Dear brothers, after carefully considering the matter, the branch office will then give you direction as to what information about the allegation should be shared, if any, with the elders of the new congregation. I shall just repeat that. After careful consideration of the matter, the branch office will then give you direction as to what information about the allegation should be shared, if any, with the elders of the new congregation. Do you feel safe, brothers and sisters? If you're watching this secretly, do you feel safe in your congregation when someone new turns up? Because I'm telling you now, be very, very careful. I'm going to leave it there. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad this child here, and all my other children are out of that, because I don't trust them at all. And neither should you. Bye for now.